What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA Saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have several quite interesting news. I have to admit that this week might be very important for the entire MMTLP community. And on top of that, I have to tell you that potentially the snowball effect becomes even more impactful on our case, and I will show you what I'm talking about. And on top of that, guys, I will pay your attention to another quite interesting update that was found out by Daniel Oxer, and definitely it might be also quite interesting for the community itself. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. On top of that, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and join my Patreon account. And for now, guys, I have 3 tiers. It is Discord Access tier, Safe Haven and Gold tier. And if you want to just be in line with all the latest news and with the most recent actions and potential upcoming actions of the US stock market, it is more than enough to join just Discord Access. If you want me to cover your personal position and if you want me to create a plan for you to invest in stock market, Safe Haven is for you. The only difference in between these 2 tiers is that on Safe Haven tier you will have a monthly 30-minute Zoom call session with me. And the Gold tier is for people who want to take the most from my experience and from my knowledge. And in this tier, you will have a 30 minutes weekly Zoom call with me where I will teach you how to beat the market. On top of that, guys, for the members of this tier, I will give my personal signals where to enter and where to leave the position. I will do it when market conditions are more predictable for swing positions. So, and let me give you a sneak peek on the Discord group. You can see that I publish a lot of updates on the market, and as you can see, I even make predictions of its upcoming movements. And if you follow my channel for quite some time, you know that I have a very high level of experience in this type of trades. And guys, in this Discord group, I explain a lot to my patrons, and I do a lot of technical analysis on demand on different assets. Here is the general sentiment of the market on April the 10th. Here is INTC, ISRG. Here is JD, RKLB, MSTR, and other ticker symbols. You can see that I do it pretty much 2 or 3 times a week. And all of my community members know how to benefit out of these market conditions. So, and let's begin today's video with this tweet that was written just several hours ago by Daniel Oxer. He wrote this: a pole dancing studio becomes an oil company, then a non-tech firm, then it vanishes. All under the same CIK, and he added the number 000-14-31-959. Pole Perfect, then Torchlight, then MMAT, then MMTLP. Same shell, different story. Johnny didn't pick Pole Perfect for its poles. He picked it for its paperwork. And he added several screenshots of this document. It is Pole Perfect Studios. Basically, it is a press release of Pole Perfect Studios that was published on December 17 of 2010. And let me quote you a highlighted text. Pole Perfect Studios and its operating subsidiary Torchlight Energy announced company update. In addition, Pole Perfect has announced that it anticipates changing the name of the company and obtaining a new ticker symbol to more accurately reflect its business operations. Pole Perfect is in the process of drafting documentation to effect the name change, which should be finalized sometime in early 2011. Upon the acquisition of Torchlight, Pole Perfect abandoned all of its previous business plans within the health and fitness industries. Next one. So this is, in my opinion, not so important information, but I want to pay attention to the last part of these screenshots. As of the date of this report, Mr. Lopinski and John Burda, a consultant to us, collectively and beneficiary own approximately 55.5% of our outstanding common stock. And guys, this is the first time when the name of John Burda appeared in this quite interesting development. And guys, you know that Daniel, the person who wrote this tweet and who disclosed this information, he is in the litigation process against authorities. And also he mentioned John Burda and Greg McCabe and, if I remember it correct, George Palikors as a defendants. And guys, I have to admit that it is very interesting information that potentially, yes, John Burda was in this so-called saga long before the original TRCH shareholder bought their shares. And I have to admit that on the one hand, it is very important to understand at which point in time John Burda already was involved in this saga. On top of that, what was his intention back in the days, and what did he gain from these mergers and acquisitions from these companies in general. And guys, I have to admit that as Richard Hoffman stated just recently in his live stream that he published on April 19th, and I covered it in my yesterday's video, he explained in details that we have basically two separate cases. One of them is the case of potential pump and dump scheme. And it is an ongoing case where SEC filed a lawsuit against John Burda and George Palikros, and this case, as already mentioned, is active. And the second, completely separate case where FINRA implemented a U3 halt. And guys, for now we don't have any connections of the first case and the second case, because if something was wrong from the FINRA's point of view back in the days when John Burda and George Palikros and other people who were involved in this story made something wrong, and if these actions led to the implementation of U3 halt, in this case, FINRA, in the very first lawsuit that was filed by Rosa Tyrell back in December of 2022, in this first lawsuit, FINRA would have stated that the reason of the U3 halt was actions or inactions of C-level executives. But they didn't do it. This means, guys, FINRA pretty much admitted by their inactions that it is two separate cases. And I highly encourage you to watch this video of Richard Hoffman. It is not the longest one, less than 1 hour, where he explains in details not only this story but also the most recent information related to FOIA requests. And guys, let me show you that if you want to ask him in a live stream some questions, you can do it basically this Monday. So you can see that 14 hours ago Richard wrote this. Curtis, JR and I discussing the problems of retail traders Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And I think, yes, you have a chance to ask him personally. And guys, believe me, he has a lot of experience in this field and he can explain a lot from his professional point of view, and what is more importantly, he can do it for free, absolutely for free for MMTLP community. So let's go back to John Burda himself. You know that just recently we have a very good tweet from Dan Ball, and this week will be crucial for MMTLP community because it will be another episode of Real America where Dan Ball will discuss the MMTLP problem. And Busy Brands wrote this tweet that I covered yesterday. He found special guests for this broadcast, and John Burda wrote this: "Great job, Busy. I appreciate your hard work." On top of that, guys, I have to admit that it is not the end from the media coverage. Let me show you somewhere here. Wait a second. This tweet was written by John Forster and it was reposted by Junk Say. Originally, the tweet that was written by Stephanie is following. So, she added the video where Gary Gensler answered to Representative Pete Sessions and where Charles Payne asked Esther Pierce. And yes, this was quite interesting interviews and guys, these interviews showed us clearly that these people didn't know how to behave, what to do with the MMTLP saga. And John Forster wrote this: the battle that MMTLP shareholders have been thrust into needs to not be forgotten. I had previously reached out to some of the top voices and was rebuffed as I am not a shareholder. I will always be on the side of retail and this story needs to stay on the front page. And Junk Savvy wrote this: thank you for bringing attention to the MMTLP Army's fight for transparency and reconciliation. And she also wrote this invitation. So, good morning, John Forster. Happiest of Easters to you and your family. I was disappointed to read about your previous experience in outreach to the MMTLP investor community. While I speak only for myself, I would be honored to invite you to join one of my weekly spaces or to arrange a special event to engage with our community. Together, we can discuss our shared commitment to fostering transparent, legitimate, and principled markets. Over the past 2.5 years since FINRA's youth recall, our community has had a privilege of hosting numerous CEOs, market and finance experts, media professionals and securities attorneys to explore the challenges facing today's capital markets, including issues of manipulation and regulatory failures. Your perspective would be a valuable addition to our discussions. If you're open to it, I'd be grateful for the opportunity to connect. Please feel free to reach out via DM so we can arrange our conversation. Thank you for considering this invitation, and I look forward to the possibility of collaborating with you. Junk said. And guys, definitely this week might be very important for our community because we have more and more people who will cover our issue in their podcast, in their broadcast, and in basically any mass media. Let me show you, let's get back to John Burda's tweets and let me show you another quite interesting updates. So, do you remember that back in the days in 2023, in January of 2023, the deletion of MMTLP symbol was made not according to the FINRA's corporate action. The corporate action that was revised and redone by FINRA. And they told us, they told to MMTLP community that it was some kind of coding errors. And take a look right here. Glass Guy wrote this: I asked what does FINRA specifically use to detect coding errors. No one worked. And this is just 5 reasons how they can detect coding errors. 1. Trade reporting facilities. 2. Automated surveillance programs. 3. Market transparency reporting tools. 4. Regulatory filing systems. 5. Supervision and control practices. And according to Glass Guy, these reasons didn't work for MMTLP ticker symbol, and that is why I think their so-called coding error is nothing else but a smoke and mirrors that they tried to tell us because they didn't know how to do and what basically they should do back in 2022. And to be honest, I don't think that they know what to do right now. They just trying to kick this can down the road for as long as possible. That is why, guys, we are here to fight back. And let me show you another. Wait a second. It is not here. I will show you this update. This is the answer to John Burda. Let me show you that he wrote this. As I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago. Wait a second. Great job, Busy. I appreciate your hard work. And Busy Brands wrote, common ground refers to shared interests, beliefs, or values that people or groups have, providing a basis for understanding and agreement. It's an area of arrangement or similarity that can facilitate communication and collaboration, even when there are other areas of disagreement. MMTLP fam, stay focused. This is a we effort, not an I effort. Happy Easter. This means, guys, busy brains want to tell us that it is not his efforts where he tried to give some names to Dan Ball. It is our common efforts to push this case forward. And I agree with him. So, let me show you another quite interesting update, and it is just a reminder that I covered, I guess, more than a year ago. Why a lot of people think that Congress cannot work properly in order to support and in order to protect retail investors. And here is why. And I think might be a reason of conflict of interest. So, Stephanie wrote this: $62.5 million Ken Griffin has paid to government funds. Now you know why Congress doesn't do anything to stop the organized crime syndicate. They don't protect us because they are too busy getting rich to do nothing. And guys, $62.5 million is an astonishing amount of money that only one company, basically one person, Ken Griffin and his Citadel Securities, paid to, as you can see, Congressional Leadership Fund, Senate Leadership Fund, and several other funds that are related to the US Congress, and the amounts are really mind-boggling. All these payments were made in 2021 and 2022, right before the U3 halt was implemented. So, yes, we have a lot of updates for today's video, and what is more importantly for today's video is that this week will be extremely important in terms of the next steps towards the resolution. That is why, guys, stay tuned. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.